What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the one and only Bacon's Drinks channel here on YouTube. And I don't know about you guys, but down here in the South, Mother Nature is just now releasing its grip on summer weather. So today I figured I would make a tropical cocktail commemorating the end of summer and our official transition into the fall months. And today's cocktail is going to be called the Nui Nui. The Nui Nui just might be one of my favorite tropical cocktails of all time, and it was invented by none other than the grandfather of Tiki himself, Don the Beachcomber, in the 1930s. And today's recipe is actually taken from one of my favorite books in my collection called Beachbum Berry's Sippin Safari. And if you guys love tropical cocktails or want to get into making tropical cocktails, this book is a must-have for your collection. The Sippin Safari book is an icon in the world of Tiki, and what Jeff Berry did is absolutely incredible. He resurrected a bunch of long-lost recipes that everyone thought were just lost in history forever. But thanks to his research and talking with old bartenders from the era, he was actually able to reconstruct these recipes and even break some of Don's secret codes. And today's recipe is no exception. The actual recipe we're going to be using today was actually an unpublished recipe from the personal journal of Don the Beachcomber's maitre d', Dick Santiago. The Nui Nui is an absolutely delectable cocktail filled with bold orange flavors and tropical spices. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get to making the cocktail. All right, guys, so we're actually going to be using the Hamilton Beach mixer tin today to build the drink in. All right, and first we're going to do 1 dash of Angostura bitters. All right, perfect. And then next, we're going to do a 1/2 ounce of fresh squeezed lime juice. I say it every video, guys, always use fresh squeezed juices if you can. It makes all the difference in the world. All right, perfect. All right, next we're going to do a 1/2 ounce of fresh squeezed orange juice. I used navel oranges for this orange juice. All right, perfect. And one thing to note, you can actually get away with using bottled orange juice in a lot of other Tiki cocktails, but since this is such a main flavor of this particular drink, I would definitely recommend using fresh squeezed orange juice if you can. All right, guys, next we're going to use one of my favorite tropical cocktail ingredients of all time, Dons Spices No.2. Now, the original recipe calls for a 1/4 ounce, but I'm going to adjust this to my own personal preference today, and I'm going to do a full 1/2 ounce of Dons Spices No.2. And if you guys want to know the recipe for this, I will include it in the description along with the entire spec for this particular cocktail. All right, perfect. Oh yeah, one last thing, if you guys don't know what Dons Spices No.2 is, it is 1 part vanilla syrup and 1 part allspice strand. All right, guys, and next we're going to do a 1/4 ounce of 2-to-1 cinnamon syrup. You can use 1-to-1 if you like. I don't think it actually specifies in the recipe, but Don was known for using 2-to-1 syrups in his cocktails. All right, perfect. All right, guys, and last but not least, we're going to be getting to our rum, and we're only going to be using 1 rum today. The original recipe actually calls for 2 ounces of golden Virgin Island rum. Whenever a recipe calls for rum from the Virgin Islands, I always reach for the Cruzan brand. It's a good quality rum, it's pretty cheap, and it's widely available in most stores. And today we're going to be using Cruzan aged dark rum. And that's also another reason why I like this cocktail. It's one of the more simplistic Tiki cocktails out there. If you guys watched a lot of my other videos, you will know it is not entirely uncommon to use 3 to 4 rums for just 1 cocktail. And once again, we're going to be doing 2 ounces of this. All right, perfect. All right, guys, that's it for the body of the cocktail. Let's go ahead and get to adding our ice. All right, guys, and per usual for Tiki cocktails, I'm going to be using Sonic pellet ice today, and we're going to do 2 full heaping scoops, approximately 4 to 6 ounces of ice. All right, perfect. All right, guys, and next we're going to do flash blend for 5 seconds. And if you guys don't know what flash blending is, basically you turn the machine up to its highest setting, bring it back down, turn the machine up to its highest setting, and bring it back down to 0. It's like interval blending of sorts. And once again, we're going to do this for 5 seconds. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get our glass ready. And today I'm using a 12-ounce Collins glass, which is perfect for this cocktail since this is a relatively low volume cocktail. You don't want to use anything bigger than 12 ounces because the cocktail will not, fill up the vessel. All right, and we're going to pour this unrestrained into our Collins glass. All right, perfect. Looks like we got some good foam there. All right, guys, and now let's go ahead and fill our glass the rest of the way up with ice. Almost 1 scoop there. Let's go ahead and top it off and give it just a little bit of a cap here. All right, perfect. All right, guys, and now it's time for the garnish. And as you know per watching some of my other videos, that most tiki and most tropical cocktails call for a mint garnish. But this one actually calls for something a little bit different. Since orange is such a prominent flavor in this particular drink, we're actually going to be garnishing with an orange peel. And it's not going to be any orange peel, it's actually going to be a spiraled orange peel. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to take our orange, and when selecting oranges for garnishes, you want to make sure that the outside and the peel is very, very firm. You don't want to use any peels that are soft because you're not going to get the oils that you want. And you basically just, once again, just want a very rigid peel so the garnish will hold up. And then I'm going to be using what they call a channel knife or a channel peeler. I'll try to get a close-up of this to go ahead and peel the orange. Now what I'm going to do as I'm peeling, I'm going to keep it very close to the top of the cocktail here. And this is very hard to see. I tried to capture this on slow motion, but to no avail. There's actually tons of oils being expressed over the cocktail right now. All right, guys, so you want your orange peel to look kind of something like this. It doesn't necessarily have to be this long, but it does need to be at least close. And what I'm going to do is, once again, the recipe calls for a spiraled orange peel. So I'm going to take a cylindrical object. In this case, I'm using one of my bamboo straws. You can use a muddle or whatever you like. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap the peel tightly, or as tight as I can without breaking it, around the straw. Now don't worry if you break it a couple times, it's not a big deal. Just know that when you are actually peeling the orange, to really kind of bear down with the channel knife to make sure the peel is nice and thick so it holds up whenever you're doing this part of the process. Now naturally, the longer you keep the garnish wrapped up like this, the longer the curls integrities, the longer the integrity of the curls will remain. But since we don't have much time today, I'm going to go ahead and just try to use this garnish right now. All right, guys, and you can see the garnish has those nice little curls, just like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plant the end of it just down into the drink and kind of cover it with ice so it doesn't fall out, just like that. All right, check it out, guys. We got a cool little spiraled orange peel here, and let's go ahead and give it a taste. All right, I got my handy dandy bamboo straw, and let's go ahead and let it rip. Guys, like I said, this is one of my favorite tropical cocktails and maybe one of my favorite cocktails ever. It is absolutely delicious in every way, and I got two words for you: orange and tropical spices. We were getting a tremendous amount of delicious tropical spices from the bitters, the cinnamon syrup, and of course the Dons Spices No.2. And the spicy and sweet kick provided by those ingredients is rounded out by the nice and bold flavors of the fresh squeezed orange juice and the tart acidity of the lime juice. And last but not least, I'm of course tasting some of the rum, but it actually takes a back seat in this cocktail. We were only using a standard 2 ounces. And for you guys that don't know, rum from the Virgin Islands has a little bit more of a neutral flavor profile. It doesn't have any loud characteristics or distinguishing characteristics like a Jamaican rum or a Demerara rum or anything like that. And it serves to kind of bring up the back end and really elevate all the rest of the flavors in this cocktail. Well, all right, guys, there it is, the Nui Nui cocktail, one of my favorite cocktails of all time. It is absolutely delicious in every way, and it's just a perfect sipper. All right, guys, with that being said, I hope you enjoy this cocktail. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button. If you want to see more of my content in the future, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you can, please leave a comment, guys. Any feedback will be much appreciated. And one last thing I want to state before we wrap up here, I want to mention the Halloween series fiasco just real quick. I told you guys I was going to come out with like 10 or 11 videos. I think I only came out with 4. I want to sincerely apologize for that. But of course, you know, that was on me to check on that stuff before I told you guys I was going to come out with those videos. So hopefully you can forgive me, but I did learn a lot from that experience, and I promise you guys that will never happen again. But I did learn a lot of valuable editing techniques and a lot of things about the YouTube uploading process as far as movie clips and things like that are concerned, and we should be able to mitigate that in the future. Thank you so much to everyone that has stuck with me thus far. I love you guys. Y'all have given me tremendous support. I never thought in a million years I would have 600 subscribers. I know it's not a whole bunch, but it's a lot to me, and I really appreciate it, guys. Share this video with your friends. Let's make a push to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your weekend. Be safe out there, and I will see you guys next time.